Allah, most beneficent, most merciful. Last time I reminded you about the dua. رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِّسَانِي يَفْقَهُوا قَوْلِي. So inshallah we'll start with the dua. The first surah that I'm going to be covering is Surah al-Mominun, the believers. And then the second surah that follows immediately after is Surah al-Noor, the light. The first one, al-Mominun, it talks about who are these believers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. You come to know that there's a slight difference if you really pay attention to the wordings in the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, right? Or Ya ayyuhan nas, or any other words where He hasn't described people by their character. It's different from the word al-Mominun. These are people that have attained this sort of like this status. These are people of Jannah, no doubt. And then there's this category of Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. These are people who are trying to become al-Mu'minun. These are people who are trying to be perfect. And the Quranic concept of al-Mu'minun are the people like al-Khashi'un, right? Or people of taqwa, ahlul taqwa, and also ahlul maghfirah. These are people these are given us as standards. And their description is given to us. But on the other hand, we're all amongst Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us, right? So now the people who proclaim that they're believers, they have to pay attention to who are people who are the believers, right? Al-Mu'minun. Qad aflaha al-Mu'minun. Al-Mu'minun. So this is a description of a particular group of people. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes all these believers, who are the real believers. Not everybody is proclaiming, right? Because there were so many munafiqeen, hypocrites, who said, we're believers too. When the Quran said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, it includes them within that category. You're a believer now, so you have to do it this way. But then there's another category of perfect people, al-Mu'minun. And then it talks about these people, and they have these noble qualities, right? It doesn't start with the haircut. It doesn't start with the nail cut, right, or the nail polish. It doesn't talk about, if what kind of dye, is it brown or black that they're using for their hairstyle, right? It doesn't talk about all these tertiary level of issues. It starts with something that is humbleness in the prayer, humility in the prayer. Avoid vain talk. They don't waste their time talking, things that do not benefit them. They purify themselves. Zakat here means two things. Giving charity, and then it also means purifying oneself. They guard their chastity, right? Except for their wives and those whom they are in touch with. And then they guard their chastity, and then it also says they guard and they are trustful, and they keep their promises. And these are the people who will be given a bequest. They will be given a place, and this place, the wiratha, you could say, that they will inherit, the place that they would inherit is not in this world. It's guaranteed in the hereafter, the paradise. And this is the difference between believers. You could do all the good work, but may not get a place here, the best of places. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what the Prophet ﷺ promised us is what's in the hereafter, not of this dunya. This is what we have to understand. The Prophet ﷺ, when he said when you do good work, the return is in the hereafter. You may see some of the results of the good work. Now, also it asks a question. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to these same people, the kuffar, on the day of judgment, when they're going to be thrown into the pit, قَالُوا قَالَ كَمْ لَبِثْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ عَدَدَ سِنِينَ. How long have you lived? Or how many years have you spent? قَالُوا لَبِثْنَا. They would say, we lived or we stayed يَوْمًا أَوْ بَعْدَ يَوْمٍ. We stayed maybe a day or part of a day. These are the same kuffar who are denying, and they think that they're going to هَيْهَاتَ لِمَا تُوعَدُونَ. These are the same people. They're saying, oh, it's so far away what you're promising us, meaning the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, they're being quoted that they're going to say, يَوْمًا أَوْ بَعْدَ يَوْمٍ فَاسْأَلِ الْآدِينَ. Ask those people who really know. Those who are accountants, you could say, right? Mathematicians, those who have an idea, those who are scientists. قَالَ إِنْ لَبِثْتُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would say on that day, إِنْ لَبِثْتُمْ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا لَوْ أَنَّكُمْ كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. You really lived a few time or a few period. Except that you would wish though that it's a statement where you mentioned that maybe you knew how long you have lived. Maybe you have spent your time in a better place or in a better effort. And also at the end of it, inshallah, one of the du'as taught to us, and the du'a is of the believers, Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khayrul rahimin. Oh Allah, or my Lord, forgive us, have mercy, and you are the most merciful of those who show mercy. And the last one, inshallah, that I want to mention, Surah al-Noor, it talks about the Noor, the light, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the light of the heavens and the earth. And it talks about, this is one of the surahs, along with Surah al-Ahzab, this is one of the surahs that talks about the issues of covering for female. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about two things, for male and for female. Guard your eyes, your gaze, and your private parts. For both men and women. And then two additional things for women. He says about them, cover your, don't show your beauty out in public, and cover yourself. The word that is used is jalabibihinna, right? To wear jilbab, to wear a cover that will cover you. So these are the two additional for women folks that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about in the surah. And it also talks about the event of ifk, or the lie that people came up with on Aisha radiallahu anha. You read the tafsir and you'll come to know what the mushrikeen, what the munafiqeen had come up with. They could not defeat the Prophet ﷺ and his da'wah. So they recognized that they could not make jihad against them. So what they started to do is that they started to spread rumors about the Prophet and his family. And this is about 5th after Hijrah or so, that this surah was revealed to do. There in it are many lessons for us, how to behave with one another, the gender interactions, male and female, and how, above all, how to interact or how to act in regards to Allah and His Messenger. وأقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات. We make dua at the end, inshallah, as Allah